Dun 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 dun. Welcome to another daily cinephile vlog, and today we're going to be looking at the 40th anniversary limited edition set for the Back to the Future trilogy. Back to the Future is celebrating its 40th anniversary with yet another box set. Previously, we have had this box set, which was released for the 30th anniversary. This included the animated series on DVD for the first time ever. But then we also have the first time it was released in 4K. This was the 35th anniversary set. This was just a simple box. But if you purchased this specific box, you would also get this hoverboard. Every time the series has been released on Blu-ray or 4K, there has been new special features included. This time, there is yet another new disc with some new special features included. So, again, there is a reason to buy these movies if you're trying to get all of the special features available for Back to the Future. Back to the Future has always been a great series for special features in that every time it's been released, not only is there new stuff, but they also include most of the previous special features as well. The 4K set did the best job where nearly everything was on one set. Again, this is the same case, except it also includes, as it says here, 90 minutes of new bonus features. What exactly is there left? I mean, a reflection on the future from Bob Gale, the writer, Back to Hill Valley, which is revisiting some of the filming locations. Untold stories of Back to the Future, with some of the crew members talking about stories. TCM, Classic Film Festival panel, a panel that was done for the 40th anniversary, and a mystery in history, which is about the Gibson guitar and how they try to find this artifact that went missing. So let's open this up. The biggest thing I'm happy about is that this is a return to big box Blu-ray releases. This was pretty common in the early 2010s for a lot of iconic films. They would release a special edition set in the big box similar to this. Takes up a lot of room, but I always found them to be really fun to buy, especially during that era. They were going for pretty low prices in the early 2010s as far as resale value goes. So I was able to snag a bunch of them throughout the 2010s, and they don't really do them like this anymore. Most sets that get special edition treatments, they kind of keep it to a smaller cardboard box, but this got the special big box treatment, and it doesn't look like anything's on the back here. It looks like it's all black. You flip it up right here, and there is our out of time license plate. Feels pretty legit. Has some plastic wrap around it. You can usually get this as a souvenir at like a Universal gift shop or online. It's kind of cool that it's just included with this set. So if I ever want to get one of those, just have to open up my 40th anniversary collection. Some different reproductions from the movie's history. A Jaws 19 poster. The cover for A Match Made in Space. The letter that Doc leaves for Marty. Here is the US Today paper. Both versions of it. I've actually never seen a reproduction like this that actually shows the other version of events when events were changed. And just giving this a look, it doesn't look like they kept the piece about Princess Diana. That was something that they removed when they actually released this with USA Today. They removed the bit about Princess Diana, Queen Diana, as they named her in the paper. They did remove that due to her death in real life. Preferably, I wish they would have just kept it, because like the whole point was to recreate this from the movie, and it looks like for the reproduction they did the exact same thing. Can kind of understand the decision, but personally, I feel like because this is fictional anyway, you could have kept that little bright spot alive for just what could have been the Save the Clock Tower, along with the I Love You on the back, which is pretty cool. But here's the flyer. I actually had one of these printed in my locker as when I was in high school. Here's the tardy slip from the first movie. Here's one of the $20 bills with Biff's face on it from the alternate 1985. Here's the receipt from the 80s Blast from the Past store for the almanac. Granted, this doesn't look exactly like the receipt, because I believe that was like a see-through receipt. It looked a lot cooler in the movie. There's more pieces of the letter that the doc sent to Marty. It's actually 3 pages long. The drawing for the flux capacitor. The photo of Doc and Marty in 1885. Here's the photo. Here's a photo of George and Lorraine. And then this also includes the letter that Marty writes to Doc in order to save his life, prior to being torn up by Doc and then taped back together. Now, here's the thing about these artifacts that we're all included in this. I think this is cool. I think a lot of fans of the Back to the Future franchise will enjoy that. They've never really been released as part of a Blu-ray set before. But there is one thing. Here is the Ultimate Visual History. They actually released a smaller version of this with the 30th anniversary set, but this came out in 2015. This is the full book. This is the bigger hardcover book that you could purchase back in 2015. I don't know if it's still available online, but this is like the visual history of like everything. This has like the ride, the animated series, and everything. But as you can see in here, they have exactly those same reproduction pieces scattered throughout the book. Nearly everything that's part of this set was actually already included on here. There's a few other things that might not be in this book that are being included, but even look at this. This is, and actually I believe if I look at it, it's nearly identical. So if we look here, the only real difference is that the logos on the back for Universal are different, but these letters are pretty close. Not 100%. They feel like they have different material. This actually feels more like an envelope. This feels more plastic. The back sides are different, but the contents are the exact same. So a lot of what was made for this book ended up being, as you can see, here's the tardy slip. And yeah, see? Same tardy slip, except they just have the different logos on the back, along with the Amblin logo now. So a lot of the similar materials that you would have gotten out of this book are what's included with this Blu-ray set. Just pointing that out for anybody who might be looking forward to getting this collection. If you already have the book, a lot of what's in the book is already here. Given that Back to the Future is one of my favorite movie franchises, it's entirely fine that a lot of this is the exact same from the book. Like, I'm fine with still purchasing this set just for the other things that are included. This is number 4030 out of 5,585. from Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Here is one of the items that I was most curious about to see what it would look like. The Gibson guitar from the film. This is a smaller replica of it, along with a Back to the Future pick. Oh yeah, it's very cool. The knobs don't actually work. It's not like the guitar strings are real or anything like that. It's not like it's got anything to it that makes it 100% authentic, but still, it's kind of it's a neat little piece that you can set up along with the kickstand that they have there. I'll probably just leave it in this box for now, but just kind of a cool little item that is different from what was included in that book. And I guess if you really want to, you could add the sticker to the license plate. Here is another visual history of Back to the Future, which I was curious if this would be a little bit different from what was available in the other book from 2015. It looks like some of the stuff in here, this is looking pretty similar, but it's a very condensed version of it. In fact, I'm almost wondering if I compare this. So here's the visual history from the 2015 set. Yep, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same book from 2015, except it's now included in this set with a different cover, but the exact same contents, which is a well, this is curious. I will talk about that in a second. But this is just a condensed version of the larger Ultimate Visual History book. So a lot of what's in here is in that bigger book. This is the smaller book. And as you can see, it's literally a recreation of the book that was made in 2015. So exactly the same material. I kind of was hoping that the book would be a little bit different, maybe have some different write-ups inside or something like that. Really, if you own that book from 2015, you own that 2015 set, there's really no reason to be getting this set at all. It almost includes all the same material, except sure, it has the license plate and the guitar. I mean, that's cool. But you'd have to be like a hardcore Back to the Future fan, as I am, to really make this at all worth it. Also, just because I've never noticed this before, but I bought these action figures back in 2015 around that time, and I just found it funny that it actually is in this book, and never noticed that before, that they actually made a point of sharing that in here. Also, this is the Lego set that they had back then. That is actually discontinued, but they do have a new one now, but this is nowhere near as cool as the bigger DeLorean Lego set, which I actually own. Which you can turn into the car from all three movies. They have the pieces for all three, and it's much larger than the one here. But this is a very cost-effective one. This is the one from years ago that was discontinued. There is a new one, though, that I believe is around like $30, so very cost-effective. The one thing I noticed different from that other book from 2015 is actually that they wrote "to be continued" here. Interesting, because they do have the website listed here, updated information on all things Back to the Future. The idea is that, you know, there's always like new stuff coming. They do mention here the musical, which I have seen now. It's been on tour. Musical's all right. And I don't know if the songs are all that memorable, but it's very inventive how they tell the story and get it done just on stage anyway. But I find it interesting that they wrote "to be continued" here. I guess maybe just for the idea that Back to the Future lives on forever, but I don't know. I find that curious. It's almost like it's a weird thing to add to the end of this book. Planning a reboot or a fourth movie. Here's the Steelbook. This is probably the thing that most people are going to come for, Back to the Future Trilogy, which I kind of like that. I like that it matches the style of what was used for the flex capacitor. So that'll look cool on my shelf. But it's a Steelbook, and unfortunately, this is the other part that I had heard about. The discs are all stacked together like flapjacks. So, unfortunately, if you want to get to any of the Back to the Future films, you're going to have to go through a stack of discs. So that might turn off a lot of people. By the way, this looks like the disc that was from 2015. And here are the 4K discs. Here's the back side of the Steelbook, and then the 4K discs. So a little disappointing that they're stacked this way. That is going to turn off a lot of people as well. But here's the new disc with the new special features, which luckily, if you do want this, you can actually get this with the Back to the Future, the first film that's currently being re-released in 4K for the 40th anniversary. So I believe it's a Steelbook only, but it does actually come with this bonus disc. And you only need this bonus disc to get the new special features. So if you're just completing it, completing your other sets that you've bought previously and you just want to get this, you can buy this separately right now. Will it ever be released again on Blu-ray and 4K this comprehensively? It remains to be seen because Blu-ray is slowly going out of style. And I was shocked that we even got something for the 35th anniversary, but for the 40th, I mean, at least for the 35th, it was hitting 4K for the first time, but for 40 years, adding new special features, I mean, I talked about this when I talked about Back to the Future earlier this year for, I believe it was Future Day. There's really one thing they have left. There's one thing they have left that they could release that would make buying this set worth it again, and that would be the Eric Stoltz footage. If they ever get to the Eric Stoltz footage, I would, of course, buy it again. I mean, I would probably buy, if they do a 45th anniversary set or a 50th, let's see if 4K or Blu-ray discs go on that long. I'll definitely buy it again, but I am curious to see if they'll ever release any of that Eric Stoltz footage. That's about what they have left to release as far as like special features go. But otherwise, that's a set. I would say, Amazon, this is an Amazon exclusive. I think they're charging more for it right now, and it is going to be a limited set. But if you have the 30th anniversary set and you bought the 4K set from the 35th anniversary, I would say just don't bother with this set. It probably isn't worth it. Most of this stuff you can just get, like I said, if you also own that 2015 Ultimate Visual History book, you can buy the out of time license plate at any like Universal store online or even at the park itself. Really, maybe it's like the Gibson guitar. I don't know if you can buy that separately, but really there's no reason to do this again. You can get the extra bonus disc just by purchasing the first film right now for the 40th anniversary. So there is a way to get that. Otherwise, there's no reason to do all this. Still, it's cool to have a big box for Back to the Future in my collection. But otherwise, if I would recommend not doing this, to be honest, especially if the Steelbook's going to end up like this. It's a cool Steelbook, but this is a terrible way to have all discs together. But there you go, and thanks for watching.